welcome back. I'm Astro Quintessence. Flip through of this amazing deck, Goddess of Love Tarot. I just got it in the mail. New to the tarot, or a longtime enthusiast, this radiant 78 card deck and companion book are for anyone who wants to empower themselves through a deeper relationship with the goddess of love and sex in all her manifestations. With Gabriella Herstick as your guide into the mysteries of the divine erotic, learn specific tarot spreads to assist in connecting to the energy of love and lust, as well as how to work with the cards to create rituals, prayers, and devotional offerings to the goddess and yourself. Through this deck and the goddess of love, come back to the body, the flesh, and the heart as your temple and most sacred source of power. That's what the back says. Absolutely love it. We have some opinions because I have already got to spend some time with her. First things first, this is a soulmate deck for me. This is also a self-love deck, an embodying deck. Okay. This is the guidebook. Absolutely love this guidebook. I want to say that I have an honorable mention, and that is as far as guidebooks go, I will be working with this deck of cards with both of these guidebooks. I feel like if you really want to delve into the depths, learn, explore, and even learn more about not just the tarot, but occult, esoteric symbolism, sacred geometry, esoteric meanings, the archetypes, how they express themselves, conduits for manifestation, I would say. Fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like this is the divine masculine and this is the divine feminine. As far as these two decks go, or these two guidebooks. And I'm going to be utilizing both of these guidebooks, and I absolutely love this. And in relation to this beautiful Goddess of Love Tarot guidebook from Gabrielle Hersick and Ian Daniels, oh my gosh, I'm going to be creating a Franken baby of knowledge, growth, manifestation. Yes. Okay. So with that being said, I just had to, because this gives you a good amount. Like I said, this is not my full review, but when we look at it, like right here, the Three of Wands, this gives you about 2 paragraphs, right? 2 powerful paragraphs, an affirmation, and then a journaling prompt. I absolutely love that about this guidebook. As far as the Ian Daniels, you get 2 pages. Like this is the Hermit. Actually, let's go to one that I highlighted. That is the Tower. Okay, so you have this description here, keywords, the essence of the card, the message of the card, and the message goes from that all the way here, all the way over to here, and then it breaks down every analytic of the image that you're seeing for the Vampire Tarot. But you can even still glean so much information from the analysis and symbolism. So it breaks down all the analysis and symbolism of the card, and then it continues on to the back. And then you even have like a good 2-paragraph shadow aspect. So you get a wealth of information. Also, this guidebook, I will do a full review. I'm still getting to know her. She is dense, complicated, and life-changing, and that's how I like them. But yeah, she has zodiac signs, and so does she. We'll go into her. Also, the Tree of Life is included in this one, which once we see these cards, in some of the images, I noticed the way the pentacle suit does have Tree of Life symbolism. So, honorable mention, and also companion to this deck, working with this deck, getting the most out of this deck. If you don't have it, Phantasmagoria, yes. Also, let me interlude here. Stay till the end, guys, because I will be sharing a business, an SD shop that I found. I got this gorgeous lapis and gold choker, and it is a actual choker. And I want to share her shop and shed some light and give her some props because it is beautiful. It is high quality, is heavy. Yes, so if you stay to the end, I will be giving that information for her shop and showing that necklace off. Just because it's lapis and gold, and like I said, if you didn't see it in my shadow work video, I'm in lapis has come through on my shadow work journey to work with, and I want to give her props because the quality of the chain, just the chain, is like, yeah, I'm gonna share this. So going back to Goddess of Love, so in this guidebook, I'm gonna read right here, and I did do the blessing. Your heart is calling, and the keys to unlock its sacred mysteries are in your hands. Welcome to the Goddess of Love Tarot. The tarot is a portal into the esoteric. To enter requires trust, honesty, and vulnerability. For the cards do their job, you must meet them halfway. I love that. By opening your heart to their possibilities. Like the goddess, the tarot unfolds at the truest intention to meet the situation at hand. This deck is also a gateway to the temple of the goddess of love and sex. This temple may exist in sacred spaces around the world, but the only one you need is the most sacred one of all, your heart, and I want to add your body and your mind. Work with this deck for all matters of lust and love, romance and pleasure are where the goddess resides, so you can use it to explore. And then it gives you options, and it says a booty call, lovers or casual sex, a committed relationship or relationships, friendship, patterns around family, like for women especially, or for like the female energy aspect or archetype, ancestral curses and patterns and woundings that you carry around with you. Love of all kinds, the shadow and love and lust, sex, pain, transgression and taboo, and the submersive. More than anything, this deck can be a conduit to the divine erotic, the living force of sexuality that penetrates the universe. Now, let me just add here, if you don't know, it is a generally well-known concept in like occult circles or esoteric circles that sexual energy is creation energy, is spiritual energy. It goes hand in hand and hand in hand. And you can do your own in-depth study on that, or we'll save that for another time and maybe we'll go in depth. So let's get to the cards. And she gave me the most powerful experience when I just the moment we connected. And I always love to shuffle my cards once after doing a cleanse. Like you can do this and like smudge with some smoke here. This is my Juniper. I still have these. No, I don't. I used all of them. But the next time, I do have a batch of Juniper oil that I did share on my channel. Sorry. And I did make a big batch of Juniper oil and these bundles. But the bundles I have completely used myself as I went through this transformation. So I have to find another Juniper bush that is in need of a transplantation type situation in a fence, because I won't cut one down just out of whatever. I need to find it in a fence or somewhere where it has to be removed, because I have so much reverence for this plant. I will do a whole separate video on it. Okay, so first thing is that happened the minute I touched her, and this was even before I did the deck blessing, which there is a deck blessing in here. And I feel like the moment you open up a deck and you give it a shuffle and the card just comes to you, like just like that, effortlessly, that is really showing you like, hey, this is what I'm here to work with you on. This is the energy. This is like your main thing. You're like something very key to focus on. Those first few cards that come out for you, I feel like kind of foreshadow, if you will, your journey with the deck. And if I did not, and I just had an experience with her this morning, I had my own experience with her, and I will find her for you here. The very first card that comes out for me is the Devil. And the Devil is this gorgeous card. And I will read you because this is Lilith in this deck, okay? And no, not specifically have I been working with Lilith. I do have my notebook right here. I have a list, and Lilith was not on it. She's like, no, listen, we're going to go on another journey together. And the reason I knew that was by the definition in the book, in the guidebook. And I will read it to you because it was just so great. This is exactly what I'm doing in my And once again, let me reiterate, by reclaiming our sexual power or our sexual energy, we are taking back our power, and that enables us in a lot of areas of life to set healthy boundaries, to say yes when to say yes, to say no when to say no, it brings up like even childhood wounds or things that you will see that you were conditioned in a certain way in your childhood and how it reflected through your entire life up until now, where it comes up in the shadow work that you didn't even know were there, right? Okay. So I will read the Devil for you because I love reviews that at least pull a card and read one, so because you really get the feel and the energy for the deck that way, in my opinion. To liberate yourself from the expectations and desires of another and live your life of your own terms is powerful. The Devil invites you to break the chains, to release the fear of the depths and depravity of all of life, and to be embodied in the experience of humanity. The goddess is Lilith. The astrological correspondence is Capricorn. The Devil is the Antichrist who wields the unbridled self-awareness as a source of power, and no one represents this more than the bad bitch of the Talmud, which is the book of Jewish contemporary on the Torah, quote unquote, Lilith. As Adam's first wife, she refused to be subservient to him, especially during sex. When he refused anything but missionary sex, Lilith proclaimed the ineffable name of God, sprouted wings, and went to the Red Sea, where she birthed scores of demon children by having sex with men as they slept, or so the story goes. Lilith represents, as an archetype here, we're working with archetypes, Lilith as an archetype, and that's how I'm working with her. Of course, you do tend to find, let me interlude here real quick, that when you work with archetypes, sometimes they stay archetypes, and other times you just stumble on to the fact that they have a life force of their own, and you literally can work with them as an omnipresent force, like a goddess or like a god force that like is actually has like its own presence. Okay. Where are we? Or so we were told. That's where we were. Or so the story goes. Lilith represents the uncontrollable, erotic, divine feminine. She represents the power of the devil as a liberating force and as a source of fear. It is only when one is unfamiliar with their own power that another's seems like a threat. This is Lilith's gift, total autonomy. Lilith doesn't adhere to the rigorous religious, social, or political norms, and to worship at her altar is to worship the totality of the self. And then it gives the reverse, which is, I love the reverse. It is so different. It is so different from any reversal you've ever read. So in the reverse, the devil tells you to claim your will more thoroughly, or to find a middle point between extremes, whether you're overindulging or too deep into asceticism. So we are back. Sorry, had to move locations. We're in my filming room. Okay, now I want to get into the cards for this lovely deck, and I will read the deck blessing at the end. Okay. So, as of course, this is the Devil card. And mine are all mixed up because they do shuffle. Let me give you a shuffle real quick. They do shuffle amazingly. They are a thinner cardstock, but that doesn't, I love how big they are. I don't have very big hands. This is kind of a big deck. I am not per se a pink fan in any way, but with the pink, red, and black give me such a vampy, juicy, and they are a little bit shiny. Color combination, like it does not bother me. Now, would I choose this for the back? Absolutely not. It would not be my first choice, but they shuffle amazingly. Okay, and mine are going to be out of order because they're, okay. So the Maiden of Cups is the Page of Cups. I absolutely love this image, and there are images from this deck that I will be printing off, blowing up, and putting on my wall. Let's move this light a little bit. I don't like how glary that is. Okay. This has Saturn in it. Also, this formation here is part of the Tree of Life in the Kabbalah, which you do get with the Ian Daniels guidebook. They give you a whole, it talks about the Kabbalah. It gives you like the tree and the path that it's connected to for each card. So that's another reason why utilizing that guidebook Phantasmagoria with this deck is definitely one I'm going to be doing. The Enchantress, I believe this is the Magician card in this deck. The Enchantress is the Magician. The Void, oh my gosh, love, love, love. That is the Fool. The Three of Pentacles. I love this card. This is one that I will take a picture of and blow up, and I want to put on my wall as artwork. I love the heart, the real human heart. We have sacred geometry here. This symbol here is a septagram. I actually was drawn to this symbol in another deck, so for it to show back up here for me is really significant. The pomegranates, the skulls, Persephone vibes. I'm very much in a Persephone energy right now. So yes, absolutely love this. We'll be putting it on my wall. Eight of Swords. Temperance. I love how she's standing on a pool of snakes. Now, I will say this deck, I didn't, normally for tarot decks, I am all about the guidebooks and the structure, but for this one, and I do allow intuition to come through first, and then I dive into the meaning. Now, for this one, and with her guidebook particularly, I find that I like to do the opposite and read the guidebook and then whatever my intuition was telling me, go off of that and really incorporate that, because the images and the collage artwork really get my intuition going. Also, I have personal connections, like jaguars, like my power animal, like my totem animal, black jaguar in Pacific, and you know, cat in general with the tiger and that energy, and with the feminine. The roses have always been a big thing for me. On my previous like 2-year experience of like left-hand path type, diving into like a more left-hand path current, One of the things that I did when working with the daemons is use a rose thorn in any sort of blood magic, you know, to prick your finger or anything. And so roses for me are just, and then rose being like a very high vibration and connection with Venus, and me having that connection as a Taurus ascendant with Venus, and having my Venus in Scorpio. Yeah. So a lot of the symbolism in this deck really connect with me. And I think if you find that for yourself, you are going to have an amazing experience, like the Ace of Wands. And I love how it's literally a nuclear explosion. Do you see that in the back of this card? That is like an explosion card with the rose. So that's like big, like seeing the Ace of Wands, big energy. Definitely you get that. Judgment. Seven of Swords. I love the Seven of Swords. I love the star symbolism. I'm just totally leaving my mind right now, but I absolutely love it. And I love the swans too. The swans are like very Saraswati vibes for me, like in the Indian version of the goddess. This is one of the images I will be printing off and blowing up in my room, just because it's a bunch of happy naked ladies in a circle, and it just reminds me of that image of like dancing or doing rituals sky clad, which is nude. And also all the nudity in here just means embracing like every aspect of yourself, inside and out, just totally embracing you. I love that. Love that image of the Nine of Wands. Nine of Cups. Balance. Now this one's very interesting for me. I love how we have pomegranates and skulls down here. Oh, yeah. The Hanged One. And the Hanged One, if you flip her upright, she's holding a heart and a rose in her hand. That red thing is a heart. Also, she's crowned with enlightenment. She's hanging off of the Tree of Life, which is what the Hanged Man symbolizes, which you can learn a depth of knowledge from the Phantasmagoria on that one. Kali is the Death card. And while we're on this card, I will say, because I had a beautiful dream and experience, I'll get into it a little bit at the end, but one of the oracle decks that came through to work with this deck is the Kali Oracle, and I'll insert it, you know, down here somewhere. And she just came through so powerfully, and let me tell you, it came out of left field. It was not expected. And I'll tell you about that later. Three of Cups. I love the little cherubs. And pearls, like the pearls for me in the Cups suit symbolize wisdom, like deep feminine wisdom, knowledge. Ten of Cups. Crone of Cups. Queen of Cups. Five of Cups. I love this. How there's still a little sword stuck in the heart there. Like there's some pain there to be worked with and healed, but also turning your pain into wisdom with these pearls of knowledge. Nine of Swords with these dark smoky crystals. And I have been really drawn to like smoky quartz, so I think I'm really gonna look for one of those. And this gives me like smoky quartz vibes. Nine of Swords. The Moon. Yes. The Tower. This is a very interesting Tower card. I am going to have to sit with this one a little more. And really this is one for introspection. Like, is this Venus? Is this Mars? What planet is this? And like get into her guidebook and then other guidebooks. And really this Tower card is first, and like these red crystals here, a study for me. The way this Tower card came across, it just invokes so much study and introspection for me when I look at that card. Like, I am curious. Ace of Swords, lust. And I believe lust is judgment or justice. I believe lust is justice in this deck, but don't quote me on that. And like I've said, this is just my original flip through. I will do an in-depth review after I really get into working with her. I plan on utilizing her in combination with the Kali Oracle and really diving deep into that, because I feel like those two coming together will just be a perfect fusion. Four of Pentacles. Okay. I just lit some of my Juniper. Okay, so the Nine of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. Very interesting. Oh, I love how there's like a castle. Five of Wands with the Cobra. Yeah. There was quite a while ago on my practice where Cobra came up for me a lot. And then it's been many, many, many years. And, you know, snakes are usually symbolized by like Kundalini energy, or like the rising of the sacred feminine energy, and get into that later. But anyways, cobras and snakes have been starting to show back up. But specifically Cobra in this deck is what kind of, I was like, oh, I feel like a callback to this specific snake. And then we have the Five of Pentacles. And once again, this is a Tree of Life lineup here to like deepen that meaning of this card for you. And the yellow, pink roses, they all mean different things. And the heart in the center with the pentagram. Yeah. The Witch of Pentacles. So the witches have been turned into knights, or the knights have been turned into witches. So in this deck, knights are witches. And I love how she's with the unicorn. And then the Queen of Pentacles. This is a snake tail goddess, Indian goddess. I love it. The guidebook will tell you exactly which one this is, because it gives that description in the card meaning. Gorgeous. I love this image. And look, I love this. Look at her hand. It almost looks like she's holding a phone or some sort of electronic. Or I don't know. She's holding something. It could be a tablet. She's pointing to her head or her ear or this side. There's so many meanings you can glean from this card. Quite a bit. And I love how it's curled up here. And like her bottom half is this beautiful like python, which gives me like, you know, pythonist or pythonist vibes. Ten of Swords. I will say, so for this card, the first intuitive hit I got, which could be helpful, is usually the Ten of Swords represents an ending. But like if you're doing a health reading, I noticed like the specific points, or if you want to like work on like an energetic point, this bottom half of your skeleton, this is like the root chakra, sacral chakra, if you work with chakras, or these energy centers here, or like saying like your lower energies here. And specifically the pinpoints on the skeleton, you could really get into working with in a reading if you want to go, oops, in depth. And that's what my first intuitive hit was. Maiden of Swords. And the maidens are the pages. Witch of Swords, which are the knights. And she's holding a flaming heart. Oh, I love that. This is one of the images I will be using. I have a big yin yang sign on one side of my room that's like very dark and masculine, and this is just gonna go on the other side, plus we have Saturn here. And there's something here, like there's so many little nuances that you can get into this card. There's something here. I believe it's this flower. The Corona. The Ace of Pentacles. The Crone of Swords. The Queen of Swords, one of my favorite images in this deck. The Queen of Wands. I love the little cherub babies holding the crown. The Two of Wands. The Witch of Cups, which is the Page of Cups, or which is the Knight of Cups. The Fibonacci energy sequence, golden mean. Can work with that with this card. Two of Swords. I always go on a journey. That's Isis nursing Horus. Oh, sorry. The Hermit. I love this Hermit card. The poor little broken heart. And just the pomegranates are just barely cracking open. I love that so much. The Sun, which is Sekhmet. And the Eye of Horus. Got the lion in the background. The Lovers. The Sun and the Moon. Love it. With the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pointed star, which also has a ton of symbolism. The World. Absolutely love this World card. The Star, which I believe is Ishtar in the Sumerian. Ishtar or Inanna in Sumerian. And then there's like a constellation up here. The Hierodule, which is the Hierophant. It's once again sitting on that coiled cobra snake energy, and then it comes up here to his crown where it's being activated. A heart. Yeah, so much to get into with this card. The Wheel of Fortune. And this is Sheila Nagig from the Celtic pantheon. Look at this cherub. He's like, oh my gosh. Love the Crone of Wands. Crone of Wands, amazing card with the cobra once again. And the fiery bleeding roses. Yes, absolutely. The Witch of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands in the traditional tarot. The Eight of Cups. So much can be gleaned from this card. Healing, a healing, working with like body, self-love. So much can be worked with out of this card. The Seven of Cups. Love the Venus, the Fibonacci shells, the pearls of wisdom. The Six of Cups. The High Priestess. Yes, absolutely love, love, love it. Isis. And then the Ten of Pentacles, which we were talking about, how literal the tree of life is shown in this card as it is in the traditional deck, but it's way more obvious, I think, in this card with the snake, the Venus, and the septagrams all in the pentacles. Just so much love for this card. And that is all of the images. Called Gin and Jewelry. It's on Etsy. Once again, look, I didn't even realize that. Holy crap. You want to talk about synchronicity? Look, it's the same exact symbolism in the cards as in her company. And that is what you call synchronicity right there. And not only did I just realize that, and this is her brand, and there's a QR code there. So you want to check out her store. The packaging, and she was so sweet. I want to say she messaged me twice. She told me that she said thank you for the purchase, and then she messaged me again and was like, let me know if you have any questions, and we're getting it around. No, I think she messaged me 3 times, and then she told me, hey, it shipped. Or no, SD told me, hey, it was shipped. But anyways, it was really a beautiful experience. This is her shop. This is why I'm showing this, and I will show you the necklace I purchased. Also, you know me, I do not pay full price, and I get the best, and that's a mindset and a program I have for myself. I set a certain amount that I'm willing to pay, and I get the best for that price, and I don't believe in paying a butt ton of money for things, and I do believe that I get the best. And this is the gorgeous choker, and it is a legit choker. This is the 12-inch, and she offers other inches. Look at this beautiful chain. It twists. It's so well done. I was called, like I told you, to lapis, and I believe this red and blue energy is also very Kali and like woke her up inside of my subconscious. And the chain is thicker than a Snicker. It is so well done, and this is the most comfortable chain. I normally can't stand having jewelry or necklaces around my neck in any way, you know, because of that PTSD thing, like, but this one, and it usually like feels irritating to me. I'm very sensitive. I'm allergic to a lot of things like metals, like nickel and all this other stuff. This is a 14 karat gold plated, I don't know what kind of chain this is, but I'm never going back. This type of chain here, and doesn't it look very snake-like now that we're looking at it after examining our tarot deck? And real stone, gorgeous, high quality lapis lazuli. And I think I paid like between 25 and 28. It was so reasonable. And it's such good quality. So if you want to go check her out, and she has some other jewelry that I am interested in looking into in the future, I will say that. And if you want to go check her out, here's her QR code. Okay, and I love her shop. love her shop name, Gin and Jewelry, and just the fact that she has this sacred geometry, and the fact that I just shared it with this deck that has the same sacred geometry. This is what we call synchronicity, people. That is synchronistic. Okay, and she gives you this beautiful cloth to clean it with. She also told me this little black thing here that, like, if you run it along your chain, which I did not know this, it like takes the oils or something off, like this black thing too, so don't lose that. Also, her packaging is beautiful, thick, beautiful box. You can even store your necklace back in there if you want, because it's beautiful. Yeah, so if those of you that stayed to the end, you get the joy of watching or checking out this shop, Gin and Jewelry, and you can save 10% on your next order with the code thank you. And I'm just sharing this out of my heart to, you know, give back. I believe we just need to share the love and like give back to everyone who's out there carving their own way as an entrepreneur and being their own boss and living their own life. So yes, I wanted to share that. Absolutely stunning. This is the lapis choker. Hold on. Okay, this is the lapis choker, and they do have other size options, and this is the most comfortable chain I've ever worn in my life. So yeah, definitely go give her a check out. And I will see you guys definitely in the next one. Bye.